Well, this would be a good time to test it just to make sure the belt isn't slipping and everything works right. So I'm going to flick it on here. Here we go. I could be wrong, but I swear that's a lot quieter than it was when I started. More than likely something to do with those bearings, which I'm kind of surprised the bearings were in the shape they were, because I really don't think the machine was used all that much. But they may have been the lowest shelf bearings that one could get. So at this stage we're going to put the side panels back on, and the one with the chart obviously is going to go on the side with the pointer. So I'll just stick it on the back and just rotate it around. Should snap in at the bottom. It's going to get a screw on the front and a screw on the back. Dropped one. Now I'll do the other side as well. It's going to have a big hole where the screw goes through right here, and the other one's going to have kind of a punch mark on the back. That punch mark goes to the bottom. We are down to setting the knives and putting the guard back on, and that's a completed project. I am finally ready to install and set the knives. I have the two little springs installed down there. The locking bar is getting ready to go in. Just make note that the bolts protrude out at an angle. They're going to come up towards us. So I'll set the locking bar down in here and kind of center it from side to side. And now I'm going to install the blade. I'm going to be using this sharp edge right here, but the bevel is going to face towards us, so it's going to come up and towards us. So I'll carefully lower this down in there. Kind of get it centered side to side as well. So what I'm going to do right now is just lightly tighten these bolts, or loosen them to tighten them, just to the point where they're snug, but the blade can also float up and down off of that spring tension. You know, and this is a tedious process here. A little bit tight there. There. And I'm going to do the other end the same way. I'm just going to tighten it up. Just to take the slack out of it is what I'm trying to do. And it's difficult to get down in these slots on these little bolts. You can do it, but it takes a while. A little more. Now when I'm putting my finger in here and pushing down on that blade, I'm pushing down on the bevel, not the edge. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to come in here and just lightly snug them up. just like that, and back it off a little bit just to make sure it still floats up and down. Back that off a little bit more. Now it's floating. I'll do the next one over. It's just kind of getting everything close. There, it's snugging up. Back it off just a little bit more. Now that's fine. By doing this little bit up front here, it's going to save a lot of headache towards the end. Last one. Very tedious work. Okay, so now the blade is fairly snug, but it still goes up and down. Double checking my side to side, looks good. Double checking the bar, looks good. Now I'm ready to bring in the knife setting jig. If you guys don't have one of these, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm going to try to get the point of the blade right in the center on both sides. So I'm just lining it up side to side, eyeballing, coming in here and trying to get that in the center. And now I'm going to push down on it and hold it firm, double checking where I'm at. There we go. So I'm going to come out here to this end one and snug it up. I'm not going really tight now, I'm just getting it snug, just snug. And I'll do this side the same way, just snug. Just snug. And then I'm going to come to the center one and do the same thing. I'll just snug it up. Just snug. Now I'm going to take the knife off and snug up the rest from the center out. Just snug. Just snug. Just snug. And the last one, just snug. So this knife should be set right now, but I'm not tightening it up yet because I need to set the other side first. We don't want to just totally wrench this one tight because it could affect the gap on the other side. So I'll do the same thing on this side, get everything just snug, and then I'll show you what I'm doing next. Okay, we'll have both knives set in here, same way I did the other one. So now I'm going to start really tightening them up, and I'm going to start at each end, then I'll go to the center and I'll work my way out just like I did. So I'll tighten this one up. I'll come out to this end. Go to the center. And then work my way out. I'm just double checking everything now and making sure they're well snug. Now I'll turn it around to the other side and do the same thing. I'll start out at this end. Go to this end. go to the center and work my way out. I'll just check them. Just kind of getting an even torque on all of them. And now I'll rotate and double check the other side. Just going to go from one end to the other now. And that's it. That's setting and adjusting the cutters for this machine, the knives. Well, I believe this is the very last piece, installing the guard. I'll work this down in there. There we go. Couple wing nuts. And it's finished. Well, there's the finished project. I hope this maybe helps some folks out here and there, because I'm guessing these particular units right here are getting to the point where they're almost needing to be restored. I got lucky on this one at a $100 bill, and I believe I spent about $12 on some bearings for it. But aside from that, that's what I have in it to date. Now I'm missing the in-feed and out-feed tables, so I'm not going to show it being used at the moment, because I'm going to build an in-feed out-feed system with a stand, and I'll show that in another video. Now I will also note that the dust port for dust collection, I did source one out on the internet. Called the place, last one that they had, $38 to my door, so you can add that to my tally. But all in all, it was easy to do. I hope this helps some folks in some way. Thanks for watching, and good luck.